Good evening, everybody. It's another Sunday compliment of the season to we all. I hope we enjoyed our Christmas celebration, which was yesterday, and
Everybody,
today is another day, which we call Boxing Day. But normally, it's a day for gift, not a day to fight. But some people took it the way around that they have to formally box and use it as a boxer. I know leftist, I'm also understand what I mean because he was a former boxer. It's not a day to fight. It's just a day to open your box of gifts and share gifts. I have leftist Amos are here with me already, and I can see Machiavelli there already. Thank you very much. Today we are going to be talking about the death of apartheid and an Africanist, somebody that stood for Africa as a continent, the person of Archbishop Dr. Archbishop Desmond Tutu. He died today. It's very unfortunate, and I would like to stand by observing 1 minute silence for him because that is a name that have shaped the world so far, same as Nelson Mandela. These are the four people that have been standing in Africa. These are the activists. I can give you number one leftist. Is a man that the whole world knows for anti-apartheid. So I want us to quickly respect him with 1 minute silence. Thank you. Haven't observed that. I will pray may his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. Amen.
amen,
Yes, the president of South Africa today
amen,
tweeted this morning of the passing away of Archbishop Emeritus Desmond Tutu, another chapter of bereavement in our national welfare to a generation of outstanding youth South Africa who have bequeathed us a liberated South Africa. Archbishop Desmond Tutu, an icon of the fight against apartheid and a Nobel Peace Prize winner, died this Sunday, December 26th, at the age of 90, announced by President Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa. The president expressed on his behalf of all South Africa his deep sorrow at the death of on Sunday of this essential figure in South Africa history in a statement. Well, that is a great loss. That is what we've been saying. It's good to have a good name, and good name is always better than gold. Imagine a man that died is shaking the world. He's been known for his fight against apartheid, his fight for his black race, his fight for freedom all over the world, not only for the black people, but all over the world. If we die today, what would we be remembered for? If our president died today, what would he be remembered for? Would he make rounds like this? We keep on saying, nothing lasts forever. Today is Desmond Tutu. Tomorrow might be you or me. He was the voice of the voiceless during the long struggle against apartheid in South Africa. The Anglican Nobel Prize laureate winner, Archbishop Desmond Tutu, has died at age 90. For Nelson Mandela, he was the voice of the voiceless. Now, we will take it from there. Let me turn to my panelist, Leftist Amosa, at least. Before you start, let's quickly watch this clip together.
Of the Tutu family, it says that in the late 1990s, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, with which he lived for the past 23 years. In recent years, he was hospitalized on several occasions to treat infections associated with his cancer treatment. And ultimately, at the age of 90, he died peacefully at the Oasis Frail Care Centre in Cape Town this morning. Courageous, gracious, and concerned for the welfare of others to the very end. That's a statement on behalf of the Tutu family. And just to tell you again, Desmond Tutu, South Africa's Nobel Peace Prize winning activist. He was an activist for racial justice, LGBT rights. He was also the retired Anglican Archbishop of Cape Town, and he has died this morning in Cape Town. It was announced by the South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa. He was an uncompromising foe of apartheid, which of course was South Africa's brutal regime of oppression against the black.
Just like we've just said, he's an activist. He never wanted to be the president of South Africa. Forgetting his popularity, forgetting his well-known, he never contested for the president of South But he remained who he is before who he was before his death. Unlike some of us, by the time we make few names, we want to take over the country, we want to rule, we want to embezzle, unlike some of our counterparts in Nigeria. Let's continue with this.
Majority, and he worked tirelessly, non-violently, for its downfall. He was buoyant, he was indeed blunt-spoken. He was a clergyman and he used his pulpit. He was the first black bishop of Johannesburg and later, as I said, the Archbishop of Cape Town. So he used his pulpit and frequent public demonstrations to really galvanize public opinion against racial inequality, both at home in South Africa and, of course, globally. He was a global figure. Archbishop Desmond Tutu has died this morning in Cape Town at the age of 90. Let's speak to Tebe Kalafeng. He's the CEO and founder of Brand Africa. Tebe, thank you so much.
Before we go further, we'll continue because we have a lot of videos on him. I want to call on one of my panelists to at least respond to this. Let me start with Machiavelli, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon,
Machiavelli.
everyone. Good morning, good evening. Just as you're listening, please share this broadcast and don't forget to like. And thank you, Mr. Leftis, for this great, show. And also thank you, my other leftists, Amos Agbinowaya. As you all know,
Thank you very much.
There's this great icon, Archbishop Desmond Emeritus Tutu. We just lost a great icon, and I want everybody, the lovers of freedom, to also please share this video. As you said, Mr. Leftis, my turn. You know, we as Africans, first of all, let's say, what is a hero or heroines? These are men and women who fought so much to make life easier for their fellow men. An example of it is what we see now that we have just lost. People like Archbishop Desmond Emeritus Tutu, who fought hard during the apartheid regime to make sure that everyone in South Africa has equal right. Everybody know him as a reverend. He won the Nobel Peace Prize. He was also part of the negotiation that saw Nelson Mandela out of freedom. And he was the person who raised his hand up as the first black president of South Africa, talking about Nelson Mandela. So you can see the work, the hard work this man has always, embarked on. the tremendous work. So we as Africans, we are losing a lot of icons like this. These are men who make sure who should make sure that Africa has a legacy in the world stand today. But my fear is what we have today is our youth embarking on this kind of things to make sure that we keep these legacies that these people have created in the African society today. It is very, very sad that nobody now that we are seeing putting this kind of tremendous work that these people has left behind. And that is why today, lovers of freedom, I feel sad that people who call themselves human rights activists are not out here to say, oh, we've just lost a great icon. What are we going to do? You know? So it's very sad for me today. I urge everyone here to please like and share. And I'll also give way to my other panelists to speak right now before I continue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Machiavelli. Thank you for your contribution, and thank you for coming. Yes, he's one activist most of us want to be like. He's one activist we know so much that has done very well. He's one activist that believes in good leadership. He's one activist that put his life on the line. Remember, all activists, most activists, whether you are real or fake, most times you must suffer this consequence of daring the government that be. He also had his own share of it. He never relented. He put his life on the line. So before I continue, let me call on my leftist Amosa to briefly explain. Amosa, please.
Thank you very much. Are you guys hearing me?
Yes, we can hear
Are you
you.
guys hearing me? Okay.
We can hear you.
Today is a very sad day. It calls for a sober reflection. Africa again have lost a great son, and a very painful thing. Although those heroes we are talking about today has never been respected by most of us, especially our continent of origin and country of origin. Although this president came out today to give a very sober message, touching, but were they able to respect the man and his legacy while he was alive? Have they also listened to advice he has been giving to them since the death of Nelson Mandela? None. We are good at giving glory by the grace side, and it's actually painful that most of us don't know what God has given to us, especially those who are within Central, East Africa, and South Africa, who had the opportunity of having those superstars among them. We don't know. The man, Desmond Tutu, there's no way you can describe the man. He's a man of many parts. He was born October 7th, 1931, to the Tutu family. His father was a principal in a school. His mother was a worker for special students for the blind, who takes care of their cleaning and all this kind of thing. He's a man who loved to read as a child. In his early years, he loved to read, especially the literature of the great William Shakespeare. And he loved to study as a man. And he had this humble background as a young man. At a point in his life, he also suffered tuberculosis in his life before later his family now moved to Cape Town, Johannesburg. He's a man who has done so well for us as people, and he will greatly be missed in the black continent and around the world. Funny enough, the Western people value those men more than we do. I also want to send a strong message to all those colored men who are carrying the name of freedom fighters in the name of liberation. I mean our
the agility. 2, confidence. 3, determination. You don't have that in our own. They are all hiding on the umbrella of all these comrade and Marxists trying to siphon the ordinary people for their own selfish interest, not for the interest of whether unity or one or togetherness. No, running around Lagos street looking for somebody that they slap and say, "Hey, my brother, I'm a human rights activist. Don't worry, you just bring the camera, and see they are beating this my brother now. You see now, you see." Is that what strong an activist is supposed to do? Or they're even advertising themselves now just for their own pocket. You see, we are saying it is time. That is why you see people like me advocating for the youth to wake up. Because when these people started, they were youths like me and you. They said, no, we are not going to stop here. At what age did Desmond Tutu stop? Until he died. Did you see him? Did you see him telling, "Oh, hey, it's not the ANC. We make sure that the ANC had, a power today. Now let's be benefiting for you." Saw what he said. I am not going to vote for something I have fought for all my life, and now they are not doing what is right for the people. He voted. He voted against the ANC, and he was proud to do it. That shows that he never wanted something of his own interest. It is the interest of everyone. And today, he's an icon. Give me one example of us like that. We are all running towards where the money is. And even Mandela said it. Anybody that changes their ideology or what they believe on just because of their selfish interest, they can never be a leader. We have them a lot here in our society today. But yet, we are all clamoring for the struggle. Another struggle is the people you are struggling for. Now, give me the society we have, our society today, compared to the South African society when the apartheid regime was. The black population stood behind this comrade. Anytime there is a rally, they are always there. Because they wanted the change. You saw it from the video where people were being killed, but they ignored it and they still came out masses. They came out in mass to actually stood beside this comrade for their fight for freedom. Even when Mandela was sent to jail, you saw a lot of people. What did Mandela wear to jail? He wore his regalia because he was proud of his people. He was proud of where he come from, and he was so proud to stand to say South Africa belongs to those who live in it, white, black, or colored. He never came out to say South Africa is for those who are fighting now. Watch his statement. And even when he was in the court of law, he told the judge, this struggle is for a rainbow nation. If needs be that you cannot give me what I am vying for, this is what I am prepared to die.
Machiavelli, just hold on a bit. You will continue. I think we have one caller.
Okay.
Yes, good evening. Compliment of the season. Please tell us who you are, where you're calling from. Okay. Thank you very much.
God bless you. Compliment of the season.
Same to you, my brother.
Happy Christmas, all the panelists in the house.
Thank you.
And all the Najawas family. God bless you all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
My question is that now you guys are talking about the icon that just died, and I just had a record that how did it be that the white people were the one fighting independence from the black people? Do you think that the black people will release these people to go? Just the way they release Nigeria, they release all the African countries to have their independence. If you were to be a white man in the hands of a white man in the hands of a black man, do you think a black man will release a white man to go?
Bros, that question you asked me, I don't know who I go ask. So,
huh?
The question, I don't know who I go ask.
Okay, sir. Now, to that question, you guys is going to deliberate on that.
Yeah. What is? Sorry.
You know why I'm saying this, sir?
Okay, just hold on. Hold on a brief. Machiavelli wants to respond to your question. Machiavelli.
What he's asking, what he's saying is actually
Yes, I understand.
demonstrating of how wicked
We are.
our society can be, or
I understand.
biased.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay, I understand. Go on, sir.
Okay, now, sir. Okay, now you are talking about people who fought independence for South Africa. Now, we, as a Nigeria, we are struggling to get independence for the same black man, our fellow brother. We are fighting for independence. Is that not ridiculous? Is that not somehow madness? I don't understand. So that is why I want you people to look into this issue. That we have already got independence from a white man who opened our eyes, who taught us how life should go, how we should live our life, a good life. They left a legacy for us. But today, the people that they hand over this power to, they are now using us. Imagine it, sir. So we want to fight for a second independence from our home, from the hand of our black men. So these are my questions, sir.
Yes.
I will respond to him. I will respond to him.
Leftist, I must quickly respond to you. Okay, Leftist, go ahead.
I will respond to him. First and almost, I do not subscribe to people saying that white men taught us everything. The histories are all there. That is for that. That is a story for another day. The white people who came here with a purpose. There's a style which they use: divide, conquer, and rule. And that is what we are suffering from today. Divide, conquer, and rule. When independence was gotten, Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe unknown to him that he was made a ceremonial leader. The real power was given to his prime minister. These things are all there. So what we are going through today is also because of our greed. We do not want to do the needful. The whole problem, it was programmed. It was divide and rule style. That is what we are suffering today. We'll be divided not to see ourselves as one, so that we cannot form a united government. It has always been so. It is also the same British who are doing what we are suffering today, who put us in this situation. But my annoyance too is that we actually know our problem. We know how to remedy it, but we are not interested because ethnicity, religion, religious issue, and partisan politics. Those three things are the one crushing us in this country. It was a script. All what is happening in this country, whether I take it or leave, is a script. First and foremost, like keep on saying, how do we get here? People no longer read the game. We must know how we got to this position which we are today. If we actually struggle for independence as people, because the struggling would have been collectively, we would have been doing what is right today. Because we did not struggle. When Anthony Naroro, first of all, raised the motion, they went to the north. The north said they were not prepared at that time. They chased them. They all went their different paths way to escape for their life. But at a time when it was now agreed and the power was given to them, me, Edo man, even within us in Edo State, we will call ourselves, this one are Asian, this one are this one, this one are this one. So we'll be divided. So till we, on our own, we know what is wrong with us. Let's just throw that away. Let's see ourselves as Nigerians and see the human person in us, whether the man is Muslim, is Christian, Yoruba, Hausa, Edo, we shouldn't be bothered about that. Let's form a common cause. That is what will take us to our destination.
Okay, continue,
Thank you.
sir. Yes, I thought you want to say something. Caller. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Okay, thank you, sir. God bless you for that very good answer. You have answered this thing. Now, the problem. Yeah. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Now, yeah, I am with you, sir.
Continue. We can hear you.
Okay. Now, my question again is that I think you have, okay, you have opened up some space for us to know that what is happening is what a kind of, okay, that what is happening is a kind of the foundation whereby the bridges are laid down. That is what is affecting us.
Yes.
Okay, now, you, the three persons in this show now, do you know what to do? Now, what about our leaders now? They are supposed to help us, and they are not helping us. Then how can this solution come?
Yes, that's why we.
Our leaders, they know it.
Yes.
They're not supposed to for this thing so that we can get this freedom back.
Yes.
They are not doing. How are we going to get this freedom?
Sir, that's why we are here. That's why we are here every day trying to talk to the people. Because actually, just like my leftists have just said, the truth remains that we have not really been freed. We're given physical freedom, then we're mentally enslaved. And some of these people that were given this power when they left, now also got into this meta slavery. And because they know of the heart of a man is greedy, so they not open this road for some people. If you allow these people to take over, this is what's going to happen. So this is what you're going to do, and that's where we are today. The like my lefty said, we ourselves know the truth. We know what to do to get where we want to get to, but we are out of wickedness, selfishness, unpatriotism, taking advantage of the system. The truth remains. Every leader knows the truth. It is written black and white on paper. It is written on paper, but they don't care about the paper. That is why they are hiding the truth from you. They've removed history from our schools. When I was growing up, they will tell you history of every president, of how Nigeria came about, of how Africa is, the history of a leader, how you as an ethnic man, how you came about. They will tell you a man that does not know where he's coming from will not know where he's going to. They remove history away from our constitution and our schools. And deliberately, like civilized world, right from small, they teach you your rights. The power you have. That's why you see children from school in civilized country. From school, they can put their father or anybody into trouble. The moment they just say, once a child have said it, it is true. They taught them that rights that you have. They give you that confidence. But we took the confidence and right away from our people. Our leaders deliberately are doing this. They don't want you to know what they know. For example, just imagine if I know how to fish and the fish is giving me money. Do you know an African man, normal black man, would prefer to hide the source of his getting fish and come, and when you say, he will just give you one fish and give you money. And so you will be praising his name. He will not say, come, this is where we are getting money from. You can also do the same. This is my portion. You will be doing that. Everybody, we can do this together and get money. A lot of people are ready to do this work, but one man will be blocking the way. I worked in University of Benin for just as small as University of Benin. It's like a company. It's like a state. It's like federal government. They have their own rules. Do you know what is happening inside every federal government institution? Where promotion will be given to somebody, it will get to somebody's office, it will stand on it, will not live there because of it is not your money. This person is working for goodness sake because they don't like the face, or because of one thing or the other. They sit on it, you'll not be promoted. Where you will be, we have another caller. Let's quickly pick this because they are part of the show. Good evening, compliment of the season, and please tell us your name and where you're coming from. Hey, Moruyi! Without you saying your name, that voice we know.
My voice is running one or two in the whole universe.
Moruyi, your voice now.
God, you go change that voice. So you go change that voice now.
That
you
voice. So wherever you go, even if you change your face, this voice will implicate you.
Exactly. That is how I'm always very careful because my voice always pick me up.
I greet you. You're welcome, sir. Hello, can you hear us? Oh, network. This is very bad. Can you hear us?
Let me.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. I can hear you.
I was supposed to be. I was trying to join. I don't know what happened. I'm on the road.
Okay.
You know, I couldn't join the live broker. So I was listening to the last caller.
Yes.
Yeah. He was like, if it was the black, if they will hand over power to the white and all that. So first of all, okay, let me first of all deal with this question so that before I go to the proper. Guys,
we are losing you. Your network is we're having issues with your network. Hello, can you hear us? Oh no. Okay, maybe you have to call back
later.
Yes, you call back, please. Somebody wanted to respond. Somebody wanted to respond to something. I think.
Let me just go in. If Mr. Amonsa is not ready yet, what that our caller said a lot of things, and it makes sense. First of all, let's take a look at our national flag. What is
okay? Hold on, please. I think he has called back. Let's quickly take his contribution. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Sorry, as I was saying before, sorry for the network.
It's okay. We understand.
Network is not stable.
We understand.
Okay. So, he was like, oh, there's something basically wrong with the white man. This is not, the black man. And he was a black presidential aspirant under the Republican Party in America. You know, it's not a question of if it was the black man, if power would have been handed over. You know, it was long overdue. There's a limit to which you can continue to oppress people. Minority ruling over majority over the years, taking over the resources and all that. So it was overdue. And they have to stand up for, there's a limit to which you can continue to oppress the people who are determined for freedom. And that is what we lack in Nigeria. That is what we lack in our country, Nigeria. It's like we are comfortable with the situation we find ourselves. When I listen to people blaming the white man for coming, for living a very wrong foundation. A wrong foundation. Yes, they were biased. They never came for us. They came for their own economic and political interests. They came for our resources. They didn't come to show us how to live a better life like the last caller said. No. They never had us in mind. They came to exploit us. That was their major mission. Now, while they were living, they saw the difference, the gap between the North and the South. You know, the only way they could hold the South behind for the North to meet up, academically and otherwise, was to make sure, you know, they manipulated the system in terms of military, population, and otherwise for the North to meet up. So, we will continue to blame the colonial masters for laying a wrong foundation.
Yes, go ahead. Hello.
You know, what?
Hello, Modi, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, I can hear you.
Okay,
I
go
don't know if
ahead.
you can hear me.
Okay, go ahead. We can hear you.
Yeah, what effort have we made to rectify or to remedy the situation? You know, our National Assembly members should know that, you know, when I see them bringing canteen machine, when I see them bringing canteen machine to share, they're bringing food, rice to share for their people. In my baby, my heart bleeds for my nation. My brother, that is not their primary responsibility. The primary responsibility is to make law for the nation. So if the laws have been 40 since 1960, what are we doing to rectify that foundation? So,
Oh no.
unity. We make up, we should be for what we have been through. We seem to be some, you know, and if we pick up as no, how we people, they fear for Ebola. They don't want us. It's just political and ethnic, you know, setting. When try, they don't see them as Yoruba. They are all polluters.
Yes, it's the same thing we'll be saying. The people also have a.
Yeah, you don't.
Your network is not just friendly at all. Oh no. Your network is not friendly. Maybe you call back. It's not just friendly. We are losing you. It's waving. It's waving.
Okay.
All right. Machiavelli, you have something to say to that?
Yes, we were talking about before he came in. I wanted to speak on when we say, especially if the white were there, they would have seeded the this or that. Let's check how Nigeria came together. Looking at our flag, what is the color of our flag? It is white and green. It's two colors. White, we say, stands for what? Peace. And the green stands for agriculture. Now, if you look at the words, some of around the globe, if you look at their flags, it contains red color. And that red color talks about war, how they struggled, how they did, people died for this struggle. And that is why, if you see South African flag today, they decided to make it a rainbow one. Why do you think so? Because of the way after the apartheid regime, they came out with a rainbow color for everybody to be represented in the flag. And that is why you see on the national anthem, he say, Nkosisi Keleli Africa. God bless Africa. That is what it means. You know, some people, when they start coming out with all these South African words for freedom, they don't actually know the meaning. It's a problem. Okay. See, Nigeria came together. Then the British saw that all what they want to do, if the British or our colonial master knew we had oil, not be the one way would they talk, so they would never leave. They never discovered it, that we had oil. So they saw that when our fight don't reach, now we could give these people. They saw that these people, they are just on their own. Okay, let's give them freedom. They sat down together and wrote everything. They made this one, and made this one. And they said, okay, let us come together, and they give you independence. You never fought for independence. And that is why you see, when they gave it to these people now see it to them as bed of roses, and they started using it the way they like. And that is where the problem started from. They never fought for it. They never did anything, strong to get it. They get it Just like that. They sat down and they said, okay, well, let's write it like that. Nandi Azikiwe, you do this. Tafawa Balewa, you do this. This one, you do this. Everybody came in. If you're talking about how the struggle came, people died. The bloods were spilling on the street. And Lord, so when they took this thing, they took it upon themselves. They are not going to just be throwing it away like that. And that is why you see any president or any leader that fought for independence, when they are in power, they don't want to lose it. An example, and I will tell you, the late president of Zimbabwe. Do you guys still remember? Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you. Yes, late
president.
Yeah, the late president of Zimbabwe. He stood his ground. Robert Mugabe, he stood his ground because he knew what he fought for. We still have another one till today, as we speak. He's still in power. The president of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, known as the M7. Right? He's still in power because they knew what they, if you are going to call him a dictator. On another one we were still having that was trying to fight for the independence and the corruption. He came through military, he fought for the human right and they started saying him as a dictator, which he was, and that was the one they exiled, the president of Gambia, Yahya Jammeh. You see the way they left power. They were not happy because what they wanted to form. Who again? The president of Libya, Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah.
You see what? Now everybody is feeling the pain. Oh, I wish Gaddafi was still around. Gaddafi was the only person who wanted to unite Africa. But because they saw what he was trying to do, they were saying, I won't back away of Imo State. They removed him by fire, by force. Where is Libya today? It's seen as a desert. That is the most, the person. Have you ever seen a Libyan in any country? Because they were self-sufficient with what they had. Even if they were seeing Gaddafi as a dictator, but they were still sufficient. 79% of Libyans will still tell you when Gaddafi was there, things were going on well. Because this is what they stood for. But today, our own, because this power we are giving to them, like, make una take. So they use it the way they want. That is why it is difficult when you're talking about freedom. To them, what is this one talking about? Which one is freedom? Because that freedom they have now was given to them through negotiate. Just negotiate and let's go. Or you want to talk about people like even America today. That is why they say the land of the free and the home of the brave. Most of you are Americans today. You will understand what your national anthem stands for. They fought for it. Even the British themselves. They fought for it. So what are we trying to say here is what is actually freedom? Are we actually, standing behind what that thing is? It's not, that is why I gave you just now. People that will just come out and say, my name is a comrade. It's just like me now calling myself a comrade. I cannot call myself a comrade because I know what it entails to become a comrade. This is where we are struggling. Our youth. This is why I stopped. We are talking now. Somebody said all this talking, and you said our talking. That is what Mandela said. He said our talking is what brought the apartheid regime to the knee. To say, we are going to negotiate with these people. They thought Mandela was doing it for his own selfish interest. This is how they did it. When Cyril Ramaphosa, who is the current president of South Africa today, with Archbishop Emeritus Tutu standing as well, Jacob Zuma was also there. These are people who were negotiating with the apartheid government. The apartheid government sees that Mandela, what do you want? He told them, we want a South Africa made of the rainbow colors. Everyone present in South Africa must be included. in our struggle. He never took up the white people. He never took up the Indians. He never took off the Pakistanis or black race that were in there. He said everybody must be represented. And that is why you have on their national anthem, you have English, you have Zulu, and you have Afrikaans. Most of you who are familiar with the national anthem, you are going to understand why all these things came into existence. It is just one person. So freedom today, you cannot just say you are looking for freedom, you must fight for it. And this is why we are talking. Because freedom today, now, you have to be talking to educate. Because at that time, there was no room for education. Everybody was using a force. But on that force, they still use what? Ideas. And that is why our youth, it is now, the ball is now in your court. Whether you want to fight or you want to ignore yourself or continue to be a slave, the ball is in your court. Continue taking 10 naira or bag of rice or a gallon of ororo or generator or what they are telling you, because your right is what they are taking from. And this is what all these people died. And they're gone now. That legacy they left behind. Who is to carry that legacy ahead? That is our question now. I'll give my co-panelists to also speak.
Yes,
Thank you.
who is to carry that legacy ahead? Wow, that is a great one. But before I continue, let's quickly round up on this Archbishop Tutu's death and quickly talk about something that I know he was an icon. I think I have some video, just one video more. I have a lot of video about him, but time will not permit because of time. Let me quickly play this iconic video before we move to another topic.
I try to remind people fairly straightforward things that we easily forget. Yes, there is a lot of evil in the world, but there is also a lot of good. In fact, we are made for goodness, which is fantastic. I must have been maybe 5 or 6. The thing that I really wanted to become was to be an adult.
You can hear him talking. That though we know that evil is there, but good is also there.
What you said. Oops.
Wonderful entrance.
Desmond Tutu is someone the whole world respects. So the concept for the portrait was very simple. The world needs another Tutu.
Desmond Tutu is a man of peace, a man of reconciliation, regarded as South Africa, moral conscience.
The 1984 winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. That's a kind of announcement that you think you hear in your dream, you see, and you... and Leah and I sat there and sort of looked at each other. What is it? It's about 26
years ago.
Yes, it's about your age.
Yes, that is an anti-apartheid icon. A man that refused to accept that a racist society he defended the nation. See, we're going to lose this man, Desmond Tutu. It's so painful that he died today. I know one day we're all going to die. That we cannot take away. That is true. We're all going to die someday. Nothing lasts forever. That is why we must do our best. I think the best thing in life is to make sure, just like one of my panelists said before, love. Let's love ourselves. Let's love our neighbors. Let love reign. Let's be patriotic. Let's not be so selfish. Let's not be so greedy. Greediness will not take us anywhere. In fact, greediness is a trap. At the end of the day, you are left with nothing. You came to this world, you're going to leave Desmond Tutu has died. It's not going to go with nothing. Even if who died, who is no matter the billions you have, you're not going to go with nothing. You came to earn naked. You're going to live naked. Sometimes, even when you are too greedy, after your death is problem. People or strangers will come and take over everything you suffered for. Is it land? Is it money? Strangers will take over them. Your children that doesn't suffer, they didn't know how you get there. The children you papared, we live on it and distribute all for their own entertainment. That's why let this be something we should really, as a nation, look into. Our leaders should at least, let's start to build our country. We're Africans. We don't expect any other people to build our country. Let them throw away this selfishness that they have. It is my turn, let me eat national cake. There's nothing like national cake. What you are just eating is the future of our children, your generation. Your generation will suffer, that money will finish you. We can go back. Agidigbi in Benin those days has big mansion in Ring Road, big mansion in everywhere. But where are the mansions today? Do we still hear of Agidigbi? Do we? So we must be very careful. We must be very, very careful. So leftists, before we go to the other topic of the day, before we round up, let's hear your final comment on this.
Well, thank you. He has come and he came, he saw, and he conquered. He has left a mark, unforgettable mark. It's a lesson for every one of us to know that we must live a good life. Live for others so that others will live for you when you are gone. We must be able to carve our name in such a way that the upcoming generations will want to align with your name. Like what they said is that when you have a child with a good name, it gets to his destination faster than the one his father has a very bad name. We should know that money is numbers. And as far as money is number, you will never be satisfied. So when things that you are not satisfied with is dangerous. Love, and place yourself in other person's shoe. Whatever you want to do today, fit it to yourself, whether it fits you as somebody. I think that is what I'll leave with you today and every one of us. We must build a good name and a good legacy.
Do we still have Machiavelli in the house?
I'm right here.
Yes.
I'm here.
I'm about switching to another topic for today before we round up. But if you have any last word to say, comment on Desmond Tutu, please kindly just deposit.
Well, my people, you see, the reason why it pains me so much is because our level of activism these days is quite low, even for the citizens who say themselves to be citizens. We are all activists because we all have the aim of having a better society. So we are all activists. But if you look at what is going on now, we have a low turnout. And our people are always saying the government, the government, the government, the government. You as a citizen, you are not even trying to be useful to the society which you are fighting for. The way we are talking now, you see how many viewers are watching us. It's less than 100. Do you understand? So it shows.
It's not baby Nigeria. We are not showing breast, showing ash,
So
kissing.
that's one thing we must always learn. That freedom is not easy. You must fight for it. But you are going to understand as time goes on what we are talking and how important it is. But I still urge everyone to know that you're right. Don't let people take it from you. Always try to fight for what is good, for the betterment of everyone, not for your own selfish interest. I believe that this great icon we've lost is a blow to Africa. And we must work together as Africans not just because you come from Nigeria or Ghana. We must work for Africans to make sure we protect our continent, because it's been blessed with natural resources and important and intelligent people. Try as Africans to work for a better.
We are losing you. We are losing you, Israel.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yes, my conclusion is, let us work together to make another great Africa, because we are losing this icon. We are now trying to look for who we carry this legacy they've left behind. So, my people, it is time for us to stand as oneness and not division, to make sure that we get a better society for ourselves. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Before we deliberate on this evil union movement in Edo State and its effect on our society, let me quickly go back to the comment section. The Array World, thank you. You were not here when I first of all acknowledged people on the comment section. Who again did I just see that I have not met? Edobo Ejeyi, thank you. We can see you. Thank you very much for being part of us today. Yes, a few weeks ago, usually up to a week, we had a new president in Chad. Yeah, a leftist by name Gabriel Boric, who has always pointed to the Europe as the inspiration for the social welfare, became the president of Chad. I just hope he's a left movement man. He's a leftist. I'm very happy to associate myself with being a left-wing man, a movement, and one left-wing movement young man of, I think, 36 years old has just emerged as a president. How I wish my country, Nigeria, will also give chance with people with new ideas, people that will want to try new things, people that want to give themselves art as sacrifice, people that want development, that are patriotics. If only these our greedy and unpatriotic leaders, occultic leaders, will open that real door, not the one that will put in on paper and go behind and start using gun and grenade to pursue any youths that come forward. Okay, good. We shall be swifting now to the evil movement in unionism in Edo State. Its effects in our society. We all know what it means. The price of things in Edo State is different from the price of things in Ondo State. The price of cement in Edo State is different from the price of cement in Ondo State. Or rather, in Kogi, sometimes in Lagos. The price of pure water in Lagos is different from the price of pure water in Edo State. I know people will say, yes, population, demand, of course. But then, in Edo, the problem is unionism, whereby if you are not a member of a particular trade union, you will not be allowed. You will not be allowed to do business. They will so embarrass you. They have registered themselves with police and some, I don't know, that they form a union. Granite get union, coconut get union, onion get union, truck pushers, wheelbarrow pushers, they get union. If you not do wetin the standard price wey they give. But the Nigerian Constitution tell us na free entry and free exit. You get right to sell whatever you want sell. But here, na lie o. The moment you carry your wares come out, enter market or enter anywhere, you see group of people come tell you say there be tax force of so union that you must come register and pay. Register for what? That money, wetin dem dey use am do? And if you sell below the price where they fix for your own market, oh, now wahala you dey. So I would like to start with leftist. Leftist Amosa, can you hear me?
I had for here, Jare.
My brother.
VDC does strike here.
Okay, good. The problem with Inoism for Edo State, where I come from, now wahala. How you see this matter?
My brother, you know, people are not always happy at times. You want to mention some certain names, but we don't care again. The truth is that union is an evil act against the people. In Edo State, precisely Benin City, I've had a counter with this union thing. You know, I was into key programming, education of key and programming of vehicle. They came to me at a time, and I chased them out of my office. They came to the bar door, they were begging me. I told them I can never belong to any group. It's my right to belong to any group. It's also my right not to belong to. But for example, I keep on saying that traditional rulers are not being of help to us. Honestly, we shouldn't be afraid to say things the way they are again. We shouldn't be afraid. Our government, those who are in government, politicians, are not helpful at all. The people themselves are not willing to come out of their problem, because an average black man lost power, and power leads to self-destruction. You want to sell kerosene in Benin, you have to go and register the union, one table. You spend nothing less than 100,000 plus to register alone. Oh. They have cartel in everything. But let me tell you the danger of this. Apart from making things expensive, are also part of what the politicians use to put the people under control. If you go to, is it not Ward 2? Yeah, they don't know what they call the weather Ward for Oredo. Those that are around Idia College or that police booth by Idia College. You know that police booth at Idia College. You know why they have population in that area? Because of this driver welfare stuff. One of their boss then ensure that all drivers went to go and register in that area. Are they all registered in that area? Is a way of manipulating the people to get vote and all. And they will stop at nothing not to support it. They will always try to support it. It's only people, when they are willing, they can pull out of it. And it's the traditional rulers at this stage, this point we are, who are to make strong statement about union. Because life is so expensive in Benin. Benin is more like a civil servant state. A sachet of pure time in Benin is 20 naira for one. If you go to Auchi of the same state, it's not the same. Oh, it still remains the 10 naira in Auchi. I went to Lagos last week here. Things are still the way they are. Why is it that in Benin, union are what they use to enslave the people? The cow seller has union, vegetable has union, tomato has union, those that ground pepper has union, wheelbarrow has union, vegetable sellers, like I said, they have union. I think it's time for we, like I keep on saying, we have a lot of job before us. Like me, I don't want to complain without seeing solution. The solution is just beside us. We have to build what they call ideology movement. And you can destroy any group, but an ideology movement is always difficult to destroy. Why we got to this level which we are today, like we're talking about pre-colonial era and all. What we are saying today is based on ideology. They were passing it from children like that to where we are today, and we are not sufferers of it. So the same way we must adopt the same style to change our people, those around us, especially the children that is coming up now. The children of 18, 16 now, just forget them. Those are not just there. You get money, all those you get money class, you forget, because Nigerians don't know what is happening to them. I think what you need to do is to educate the young ones, the kind of power they have, teach them, equip them with knowledge, so that they can have it and becomes a continuous thing. For we must keep on doing that, and we must fight hard, because the traditional ruler that will do that A politician will never stop it because that's where they get their vote from. When you have all the erected, transport union, blah, 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 all those are the electronic sellers, petroleum sellers, oil dealer, street oil dealer, mechanic union. They all have those things and they keep them there to use to win their election. Those are the appointments. That's why it's difficult. So that is what I have to say for now. It's a very dangerous must-have in our society, and it's killing the society. It's killing it. That at this point is the traditional ruler that will activate the people. Because if our royal father truly comes out and say, I do not need this thing in my land, it will die. They are enslaving his children, his people. Brother, go ahead.
They are enslaving his people. Judaism is another way of cultism. This is open cultism. This is not secret cult.
No, it's an open
one. It's an open cultism.
Yes.
Where they force you to be member when you don't want to be member.
Yeah.
I remember I always use my experience as a staff for University of Benin then. From source, your money leaves to union. And most of the problem you people tend to fight, union are not there.
They are not interested.
They have long gone. Union also looking for, they are also joining the government, the institution, the government body to enforce what they want because of what? Please help my son. He need a job. Please give my wife a job. The moment is that person do that, the person become your God. Fighting for the people you are standing for is no more there. But you collect this money. And if you say you want to leave, they lie you. Write letter. Tell them I don't want to belong. It becomes a problem. Now different intimidation you go to get to. Now you won't get problem with this. Now they won't get the problem now for wanting to not be part of the union. What do they do with this money? Go and check them. Those people that say they are unionists. Go check house where they build. Go and look at their accounts. Go and look at their growing facts. It's another way when they start politics. It's another way where they learn how to collect from the poor and put in their pocket. That is why they will force you to join. Because when you join, you are now a little bit not a servant again. You are now Oga. Sometimes you can go to work when you like.
Yeah.
You get salary. Apart from your salary, the union account, kill and divide, is coming. So who did this to us?
We.
Why are we generally wicked? Why are we generally just selfish?
Because we lack contentment. I don't think whether my fellow black man
is different from the cement price in Lagos.
Let me also tell you. Just recently now, I was supervising a site. at Okoromi. We went there to go and buy cement 4,002. I think no 4,000. Before we know, our customer when they said 4,004. We now went to another place. It now gave us at 4,200. They went to one some other person. You know. When we wanted to buy again, the whole of Yokoba, they started selling 4,004. Then we started now buying at Medical Store Road. A woman was selling for 4,200. We're now buying.
We have one caller. Yeah. Let's just take this caller and let's take this caller. Hello, good evening. Compliment of the season. And tell us where you're calling from and deposit a contribution. Mr. Mori, I suspect I just make I do the normal thing. Yes.
Thank you, my brother, for the great job. This is not the show I'm supposed to miss today. You know, it pressed me that I could not join you live. Is the network better now?
Yeah, we can hear you very loud and clear. It's better now.
Okay, thank you.
So as you can see, before they've hold their meeting, and it
Omori,
becomes
we
too.
lost you. Okay, go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay, I think today's program is on fire. This is not something we're supposed to miss. I think we can discuss this again if we have time next time, maybe one of the Fridays.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you for your greetings. Yes, and I want to quickly make my contribution on the hero.
The unionism, the evil union.
Because is the word. People you need.
Oh no.
It wasn't state.
Your network is glitching. Again.
I thought it would be better.
It's still glitching. It's like
okay, I don't know if is it better now?
yeah, I can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Okay, sir. I said we have lost a great icon in the person of Desmond
Tutu. Yes.
Another teacher that he was also today.
Network is really not helping. Oh, I don't like this. Oh. Huh? Hello, yes, I can hear you, but the thing is really waving so bad. But we can hear you as we are talking now. Mm. No.
So, the PDP got money. While they were bus sharing, another group working, another GO working with money from APC. So he was of the opinion that if they must share this money, they should not share PDP's money and leave APC's money. So there was rancor. There was rancor in the house. There was rancor. There was confusion in the house. So I was watching this man. He was preaching this one to the congregation. He was an invited guest all the way from Nigeria to America. So PDP brought money. This is a pastor. This is a GO talking. The house followers. So when PDP brought money, they were about to share APC, another pastor brought money from APC. So there was confusion. Like he was of the opinion that if they must share this money, let them pay for PDP so that they will know where their interest lies. Okay. So they will work for PDP. So other people were like, another person stood up like, if you don't want to share, we're going to take both money. We're going to take from PDP and APC. If you don't want to share, leave the hall. These are general overseers fighting all over money for politicians. My brother, I was shocked. This man was like, he was trying to exonerate himself, trying to be the good GO. He wanted to share the money from the PDP. If they must share that of PDP, they should not share that of APC. I was watching like, is it the kind of GOs we have? Yeah, this is the kind of pastors we have in our country. So the system, the problem with our system in Nigeria, it's not just the politicians alone. The problem from the altar is even more than the problem for the politicians. So we need people like Desmond Tutu. We need the life of Desmond Tutu to be able to move on to the next level. So he was a freedom fighter. He was a voice for justice, a voice for peace, and a voice for everybody. We could see the legacies he left behind. And again, he supported the ANC when they were doing good, when Mandela was there. When Mandela left and the ANC as a party was derailing, he never stopped to attack them when necessary. He refused to vote to support ANC because they believing was not the way ANC was going. So it's an irrepressible loss to the civil rights movement. As for the union you were talking about, the people have a right to belong to a union, but it must not be by force. It must not be by coaction. And the essence of union is not to oppress the people or to stop the people or the members of the public. It's for the welfare of members. They have the constitutional right to belong to any union, but they don't have the right to enslave the people and store the people and make the people poorer than they are. So, belonging to how this union has been managed, that is the problem we have in those states. And you see, even
Oh,
my brother.
oh, no. We are losing you. The network is not fair.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Oh, this is crazy, man.
I can hear you now.
Mr. Moruyi can click on the link. It's already there. He can join and go directly and go to a quiet place.
Okay, good to have you, my brother Machiavelli. You can do your contribution on this, easy.
Yeah, Mr. Moruyi touched on all sides. Even this union you're talking about is still based on our the ability of the faith system or all our leaders or what they are trying to do. A union is you have to join just from your free will. It's not by force. Then you don't need to tell them that if they don't join let's say mechanic club association or mechanic trade union association, that if you don't join, you are not part of it. That if you want to become a mechanic, it becomes a hindrance. You are denying a right of an individual. You are denying them. It should be something like a voluntary thing. It's not by force that you must hold them hostage for them to be able to show their work. What has the union got to do with anything somebody learns or does? This was something that was formed to protect it, but it's not by force that you must join. We have a lot of them here. We have the labor union. Is it everybody that is in the labor union? But the point is, our people, because they don't want to learn, this is where they are getting all these things. Because if you still look at how many people that are listening now, it's less than 50. Do you know why? Because they don't want to listen to something that will benefit them. They want to listen to something that is bad. Just as you said, as if we were doing saga here, you see them running into it. They want to hear. You want to go and paste it. You want to do Iyagbe fila, Iyagbe boru, Soloma Kinde. This is wrong. Our people should learn that the society, he said, you came to the outside world, and the outside world, the way they are developing, they are not retrogressing, they are progressing. If you look at our society, we are not progressing in any way, form. We are looking for the leftovers that the Western world gave to us. And people are still saying, when the British came, they left nonsense for us. When they left nonsense for you, is it not time for you to change the nonsense to sense? It's a question. Is it not time for you to change the nonsense to sense? Even the trade union that you are talking about, now this union, the word union, is it a Nigerian name? Is it not the same British that brought it? Is it not an English word? In wherever you live today, you have trade unions everywhere. Is it by force? Our people want to always climb a ladder which they think, and that ladder cannot get to anywhere. The trade union was formed as a body to cover in case of intimidation. They should know what the meaning of these things are. Is to protect the interest of these traders or anybody who's in that, But it's not a force that you must force them to come and join you. It is not left for our government to see what these things is causing. Is it beneficiary to the citizen or is causing havoc? And when we are talking about something that will benefit people, this is the time they say, we help, but we'll continue to talk. But let's say somebody now from another a political party is sharing money. You see them there, present. We have example like that day now. Somebody who is deceiving you. You can see the deceit very plain. Went to bring Indomie, arrange them as if there's a great wall of China. You put the money there, said we have to give. And some people, our people are so, permit me to use this word, the gullible ones. The gullible ones. I say, at least he tried, now he help. What do you mean? Even Jesus, who fed the 5,000 people with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fishes, he never brought the media to say, hey, it is time to give. He said, identify people's need when they are in need. The way you identify people's need, don't use it to torment them. Use it, do it at your free will. He didn't bring the media. There was no glory to yourself. You started doing this thing. In the Western world which we live today, how many of these things do you see? It doesn't happen. Because people know these are not your thing. It's not. Stop deceiving the people. Tell them the truth. And this is why you have the struggle for this freedom. Because there's always one person to hinder it. And this is where we are saying. We are continuing in all walks of life. Politically, religiously, we have been cajoled. In where you live now, have you ever seen a priest coming out and say, I want to share, come and say, come. If they are doing something that benefits the people, you don't even know. You've heard of Salvation Army. You've heard of different organizations that help people here. Even humanitarian. Do you know that people who came out from Libya will tell you, there are people who just voluntarily take the ship and go there to rescue these migrants. It's not done by their government. It's done, you can hear. Some of these people know this is voluntary. They never come to say, hey, let me just come and take the glory. But ours has become something that is infinity. Everybody wants to claim glory. That is why Desmond Tutu is a standard. People like Nelson Mandela is a standard. Kenneth Kaunda is a standard. Julius Nyerere is a standard. These are all icons who were not trying to benefit themselves. They even died on this cause for freedom. Just take how long he won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1984. He didn't say, because I have won the highest medal of all, let me just go and rest. After that, I don't do my work. He continued the struggle. He continued Up to this time, he died. This is what we are saying. Our people, when it comes to matters that are not beneficial to you, see them that they are number one. They want to go and do amebo. But when it comes to matter that does not benefit them, they don't go there. No, what I want to do. They don't want to
talk. Leave them, may they talk. They
Yes.
must talk. They
That
must
is the
talk.
thing. You see, for me, we always say, I do not believe, we do not care. We do not care if the cat is black and white or white. As far as it can catch its mice, fine. But that mice you are catching, make sure that is for the interest of the people, not your own interest. We will continue to preach because for me, I practice what I preach. Don't say tomorrow you can give me 20 million. Maybe this guy will divert. No. I stand for what I preach. And that is why I say it on air. I stand for what I preach. And what do I preach? Equality before the law. Everyone is subject under the rule of law. Nobody is above the law. Treat everyone just the way you are to be treated. Give them the same right just the way you have it. If you have 3 mango, give them 3 mango as well. I don't believe one should be giving the other one should be giving this one. That is what I stand for. So if you call me tomorrow and I wake up and you ask me what do I stand for, and I will continue to tell you. And this is why our youth, wake up wherever you are. Because you can see these people are already going. Who do we give? I asked the question just now. Who is going to carry their legacy? Everybody's coming out with different things. You see this one want to go and open the home. The other one want to go. Can't we not just go? That is why you see how this religion thing has metamorphosed into something else. Just for their own benefit. It's high time we learn our lessons. So it's not about singing tomorrow. You will see. Soon you are going to be seeing when this thing, all these things we are singing, they won't even listen to it. Then tomorrow you are going to see them saying, our government. You are the government. You are the government. You are the one spoiling the thing because you don't want to help matters. You will still go and buy their own idea and said you want to do Ilalubo. Go and lick what they give to you, 10 naira or 20 naira. They are singing their praises, my leader, my leader. I wish these people were singing my leader, my leader. They would have not even spent where they are now, this position they are. But they continue to fight for that freedom. They were not fighting for themselves. They were fighting for you and I. And that is why we are here to preach and to talk to our people who are listening, because he said those who have ears, let them hear. If you don't want to hear, you want to go and listen to those who are preaching hate or who continue to tell you, we are doing this, where they don't even know their right from their left. But we don't use it to harm them. But we make sure that we educate even them as well, so that they change from their bad behaviors. Thank you, my brother.
Yes. You've given a long sermon. It's like, I think we have a caller right now. I don't know this person. Okay. Let's hear from this contributor. Okay. You called back.
Hello, God bless you.
I greet you. I know you called back. I remember. Sonny Abi.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Henry. Okay. Thank you, Henry.
Yeah.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Thank you very much for your time and all that you are doing. My brother, you see, the Bible says, if the foundation is corrupt, what will the righteous do? You know, all these things we are saying now concerning this union, evil union and all those things, this is supposed to be something that the government is supposed to handle. But because the government does not have a structure, If you look at, for instance, in the UK where we live, when there was a lockdown for 3 months, the government of this country said that everyone that has a petty shop will be given £10,000 to support them for that 3 months, so that they can use that one to support their service. They are not going to open. But for instance, they were locked down in Nigeria, but market were still open. So there are things that government is supposed to control, but they cannot control it because they don't have support for these people. They don't have regard, they don't have anything, they don't have structure that have to do with these things. So they don't have anything to do. Like this union, it's not supposed to be. But because of government they don't have support for these people, they don't have anything to do with them, so they cannot stop it. That is the truth. So all these things still go back to the government. If our government is fixing things the way it's supposed to be, you will see that all these things will not exist.
Yes.
They will have power over these things. But because they are not doing the right things, so any person can just form a union and say, now we are selling beans, so let us form a union, or a beans union. That any person that want to sell beans in this place have to join our union. Of which that is not supposed to be, it's illegal. But because the government does not have anything to do with them, it's not supporting them in any way, so the government cannot talk.
It's
So
very
we need a
unfortunate.
government that these things from the foundation, so that all these things will be falling in place. For instance, if the government said, from today, let this thing not exist in this land, definitely it will happen. But not everything. Not everything.
Caller, let me quickly respond to caller. Why is on the line? Caller, thank you very much.
Okay.
You see, you spoke about you hammering on government. You spoke about the UK. You spoke about it. It's very good. You know, one thing I want to put there: we as an individual, citizens, we are also the government. We fail in our collective responsibilities. You ask me why? You've just said the UK. Did you just say that the government said because the citizen, they know the reaction of the citizen? This is the people who send them to that office. And if they don't do well, you know what the consequence will be. You live in the UK. You just heard that in South, recently there was a by-election. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, there was a by-election. What happened? The Conservative Party have been winning that constituency for how many years? 200 years. Okay? They have been winning that constituency. But because of the nonsense that the Prime Minister has been playing around, all this his prank and all this that he has been playing, they were waiting for. When the by-election came, what happened? They told them to go and sit down. We don't need you. They never voted the Labour Party. They voted the liberal what? Democrat. Not even the conservative that is in power. That is what the effect of what the citizens, that is their power to change the status quo. So when you say government, you are the government. It is your duty to say, how do we change this thing? I am going to please tell you now, brothers, sisters, uncles, auntie, iye, mommy, daddy, we don't want this thing again. If you and I tell our people back home to say, all these things you are facing, you are telling me to bring money for you, when you have the power to change what is on ground, why not do it? This is the problem. We are saying government. Who elected those government there? Is it not the same people? So instead of blaming them, do your homework. This is what we keep saying.
Okay.
Do your homework.
What we are saying now, we should change the government.
You need to change the status quo. It is high time you say, aren't you tired of since 1960? Since we got that independence, where have we been? Have we been Dubai now? Do you know that Dubai, before then, it was not like that? Do you actually know that?
Yes, I know.
Exactly. So for you to change anything for start blaming government, you yourself, you have to stand firm. If you say no, the government sees that you didn't budge on what you are saying, you stand for your demand, then they don't have a choice than to queue on what you are aiming for. So this is what is happening in the society now.
Okay. Yeah, is the unity there for us to stand on one ground and hope on that thing that we have decided?
What
are we
is
having the unity?
What is
Are we going to
unity?
do that unity? That is the problem we have now.
What is unity? Unity is the coming together of a divide. You bring the divide together. How do you bring the divide? Is by negotiation and talking. And that is what we're doing right now. So you are also part of the unity, but you don't know. Indirectly, you are throwing your anger. And I'm telling you now, this anger, this is where you have to channel it to. And what are we doing now? Is to educate those ones who are going behind and bringing the disunity, to tell them that the suffering you are going to, you are the one getting the suffering. It is high time you come to us and talk to us. Let us put our differences down and work towards a better goal. So today, wherever you live in the United Kingdom, they went through this thing, and that is why they named it division. They overcome it, and that is why they named it unity. So it is time for you to tell those ones back home, instead of you sucking me, the society is there for you to change. There we cannot be talking. So a lot of people said, I can see Miss Efata Katfi said, people didn't vote the politicians in. They got through rigging. Well, the word rigging is not an Edo word. It's not an Asian word. It's not an Igbo word or nothing. It's an English word. It shows that it's happening. How do you stop rigging? The election that happened in Edo last time, you saw it, where everybody followed their what? Vote. You saw what happened in Amrambra. That is changing the status quo. So if you believe that this is what I want to do, regardless of the money they are going to give to me on that polling station, I am going to vote my choice and I'm going to follow it through. And this is how you're going to stop the rigging. But when you don't follow up, that is when they get an advantage over you. So instead of complaining, you must be ready. This is what Desmond Tutu was talking about. And this is what they stood for. So you should not blame them when you don't follow. He said, use what you have to drive home your demand. Are you getting me in color?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, with you.
This is the key. Because until you have that key to be able to tell these people, never again. How did we get here? How do we solve it? Let's come together. We need to make sure that we put a stop to this thing. You living in this place today, the first thing before you become a British citizen, they must ask you to do a test so that you follow the law, right? You must do a test before you become a British citizen. And that test will give you what this country entails and what the laws are and what benefit it's for you. It's for you. And that is what you read. But if you look at our society we have now, is anybody can become who they are in any way, form. But it's time for you to put a stop to it. Where you are living now, you are residing, you have the right to do anything. People fought for it. They did what you did now. They followed the vote. Did you actually know that? If you read it, Life in the UK test, you are going to understand what I am telling you right now. They fought for it. Why do you think somebody like William the William the William this? Why do you think these people are there? They fought to make sure that this place you are living is comfortable for you.
Yeah.
So while we are talking, sorry, go on.
You have spoken well, sir. But now, for almost 2 or 3 occasions, whereby you look at the viewers, those that are watching, it's very minimized. You understand? But this
Yeah.
is a program that has been set that every Sunday that there is this program is coming up.
Yeah.
And some of us, we used to dedicate ourselves because of the education that we are getting from it.
Yeah.
Why some doesn't care? You understand me? Now,
Yeah.
one brother Leslie just said something that if it is a place where they show that and others, you will see that this place will, maybe the viewer will be up to 1,000 something.
They go use money even vote. They go use money vote. They go vote.
Okay. So now you see, like this kind of program whereby we just stand doctrine, you know, things that will change the entire society, but people don't show interest. Then how do you expect us that this thing is going to be easy for us to change?
My brother, it's very easy.
Okay.
Just like we are here now, we are doing our bit.
Okay.
That is how it is. It is for you to make up your mind. It's a meta thing. Like you are in a civilized country. It's for you to also, each time you call home, to tell them this is how things are done. Who give you money, say go vote, not take. So person, make we not follow am. This ones that now our money they want come thief. So people don't travel abroad tire. Then they come, go. Their children there abroad. That person who you they fight for, he get pikin, he get wife, he get family. Wife and family not dey fight for them. Why be say now you who not get food, you where they stealing money, now they fight for them. The mental slavery. They put our people for darkness because they don't want to teach the people the truth, the lie. Because when the people know, they're not going to see chance thief. So we should keep talking. We should keep telling ourselves the truth. Our people know the truth, but they discouraged. They are so discouraged because they feel, after all, it does not count. It does not work. It's a lie. It works. If you and me, we all come together. We talk about unionism. This Red Cross, we can call it union, but you see, now positive union, they are not after taking from you to put for their own pocket. They are trying to actually help. You see their footprint helping. That's why you see people donating. I can shock you. Somebody donated almost 1 million or 200 million. Yes, how much million euro to Red Cross? So when he dies, the money should go to Red Cross.
Yeah, they do.
Because they are part of the program, they see them actually using this money to save life.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, now if we, as you have said, that we should preach to our people back home.
Yes.
Then now, if we're able to convince our people, how are we going to change the mind of the leaders?
No.
Because now,
Can I answer that? Can I answer that? That's a very good question.
We cannot change the mind of the leader because they are already corrupt.
Okay.
Yeah, let me share.
Start telling our people, preaching to our people that this is the right thing for them to do, without we having a leader that we stand and help them. I would not still going to remain the same.
No, the people is the one that will help themselves because they are not helping themselves.
Let me answer him.
Okay.
Let me answer him. My brother, thank you very much. You see, why people are engaging like this, it shows more of people are learning. You just said one thing, we should have a leader. See, when there is a cooperation, you don't need a leader. A leader will emerge itself. Trust me. One thing you must know, if there is unity, and just like you said, we are convincing them, you must also, you must use yourself as an example. This is what Desmond Tutu, Nelson Mandela, you see them doing. They use themselves as example so that tomorrow, you that they are convincing, you should be able to have that zeal and say, this guy, he stood for this thing. This is what he did. I will also stand. So if let's give an example. Your brother is asking you for 20 pounds now, 200 pounds for Christmas. And you know that this person has all it takes, he has all the qualities to be able to get a job, then you are going to tell them, for you to get that 200 pounds, I work for it here. You need to first of all demonstrate for me why you merit that money. Do you see? You are giving the person a job to do. And when that person demonstrates, when you give that money to that person, if somebody is coming to ask to 20 naira from that person in Nigeria, you will see that person telling, hey, before my brother give me this money, my brother, I correct well, my brother, this 20 naira when I want to give you, so what do you want to can do? Now good thing, if not be good thing, my brother, I want to give. Oh, you see, you're already changing something. But because we don't preach this thing, we ourselves, we don't also do it. We don't always practice what we preach. This is where the loopholes start coming. The leaders themselves, when you are standing firm, you don't budge on anything. And they tell you, my brother, I will give you 10 million, don't worry. And you said never. They don't have a choice than to queue on what you are saying. If 900% of us are together and we say never, who do you think are those people sitting in Aso Rock? What do you think they will do? They don't have a choice, because who are they going to govern?
So, boss, you don't hear that. Most of the time, we the people, now we they give the few leaders who will choose to represent us. Now we they give the chance, give the loophole to deal with us. The Constitution says power belongs to the people, not the leader. Now the people might not know themselves. Beni parable say now war way fall. Now say me good climber. Yes, if war no fall, small goat no go climb am. So when the people give themselves, say they not get knowledge, they not know nothing. Who gets knowledge where you not know? Go use them to oppress you. You go use them to make money from you. Go use them to put your hand, go back. Strength you, die. It not concern because you be mumu. Maga for wise man chop. Neither they do us. If you know, me know, everybody know, we say no, we don't want her like this. They don't get option. Take, for example, the election where they do for Edo State of recent. How it be now? The people come together and say, no.
Yeah. They draw rope.
You see what they talk? They get reason to say no. For this one, no, we not go agree. How it can be? That's what it may be. Cannot even say.
Edo State election shows that this can change.
Good. If we want make it change. So that's all, my brother. We must continue to talk. We must continue to show good example, not just to talk. We must also continue to show example. We must not say we know they eat. We will take mites, they bite meat, we will not they eat. If you know so you know they eat.
What about, for instance, now.
Yes, I'm listening to you, sir.
Okay. Now, what about, let me make an example like our Nigerian leftists. Huh?
All of us are Nigeria. All of us are Nigeria. None of us will go here.
He's trying to refer to the leftists in Nigeria.
I'm also, yes.
When I say Nigeria, so he based in Nigeria. Now, if somebody like that my brother, me, I even they pray for her because it's not easy. For some certain stand where they take. You understand me? Because, let's say for example, Oba said, and Oshomole say, Oba said, this thing not right. We don't go feed the shared state money. Maybe we use this money to build this state. They can't get conflict. You understand me? Did you know if it is possible for them to kill that man, they would have killed the man?
Okay. This one where you go so. I'm not going to want to pull mad because the same Obaseki and Oshomole and the same rope na tied them.
Yes.
So all this one me I they look at like you show me road. I want to stop you. I pretend to say I want to help the people that lie. I know they help the people. The same thief like they be. You hear what me talk so? The same thief.
Yes.
I know how I talk about the same Ojibole. Now they be. The same thing. Now what he learn from Oshomola, they do so. He learn from master. Master take back door. He come where I take come Edo State. Not be from window into enter governor. Is it supposed to be like that? Make we not go there. Make we just talk, say, we need to change these people. Whether Obasekio, whether Oshomoleo, whether no one, me personally, right from day one. If you do good thing, I go stock them. But they never really show say that they patriotic. Now, Ojibole. Now they will.
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Now, this is what I want to get from you now. Now, if somebody like Leftisama Mausa,
Yes.
not come out now say, okay, make it the preach, since it's the Nigeria, make it the preach for us. Then we see how we will take support her. Make it because this person, even when you not come out, but this person now we want support. You understand? If you don't get that person on ground,
you know what?
Then how are we going to start it?
Oga, make I tell you.
Because this one,
Oga, not be. Oga, make I. Oga, just hold on. I know where you dey go. If leftist by itself come out now, you and some of your people go taste stone. So this one they hungry.
No, not the leftist there they talk. I know say he not go fit come out.
So you
Then
know
he go fit support somebody where come out where they say he trust.
people way better. Lot of people not to support them. Make I let you know. Because I not going join people where they show money, where they chop money, where they share money. You not go want make I come near that power. Because I not be cultist, I don't really go back myself or role miller. Swear allegiance, I go, if I enter finish, any support I give me, I go return them back. More than know what I go put in for position. You not go like, say you want, you see where the problem dey. Now what how the day mostly. Now what how the day, you don't go near there. If you don't mention your name, bros. As you mention your name, they don't say some people when they come online on the show, see my house, see the worth of my house, see how I take get money. They go send, they give them gun, give them another billions of naira. You know what I mean? To come after you. And some of us, among the people now go support them, say, yes, you want just who he be. Is who he be. So we must learn now to believe. You see the man we just done, a teacher ain't just be. Come on, teacher. From teacher, that ain't turn to archbishop. He no go, they say, he go begin preach. Now he take his 2 leg enter street.
Okay, sir. Now, see what you just talk now. We're going to get the right person.
Oga, you know they come overnight.
Sir,
You know they come overnight. Go for to give other people chance.
Make
You know they
a
come
clear answer,
overnight.
sir.
Yes.
We keep on rambling on the same thing, on all these things. I told you, I just gave you a strategy on how things work. It does not mean that you have to bring one person out so that everybody follow. No, let everybody do it first before you start looking for who to govern. Do it first.
Okay.
If you they do what me they do, they talk the way they talk. They bring money for you, you don't agree collect. They show you house, say they go bid for you. You look the house, you don't agree take. They show you bulletproof car or whatever car with billions of naira. You say, oh, this will not be waiting, be the thing. They give John, he not take. They give Peter, he not take. They give Osamuyi, he not agree take. He say no. This street will go repair and we need train. We go from here to go take us. We get the money. The money all this governor, past governor, don't think go repair that state. We go get part to get everything. But they go put up for their house, they show, put up for house, they show. One person of recent, they say me they value a house now. I don't watch them. I let's say about topic. I don't know as the house be. Not be madness be that, not be juju be that. May they value your house. You get sense. That's not intimidation. That's not oppression. Who don't want thief before go want thief?
Leftist, let me shock him again. The thing is, you live in the United Kingdom. Recently, before this Christmas, you hear when the prime minister renovated Como flat with 70-something thousand pounds. The Bolua. You dey hear am? People say, come, we want to know where that money. They have to make an investigation. My brother, see, let me tell you one thing. When the society is just, to find leader, na common thing. No. Now, when you know you don't have let's queue on this person. You mustn't don't put hope on me. Believe on yourself first. Believe on what you can do to help the society. That is what these people, their ideology, that is why you can live in their place. Okay, now let me give you another example. How you live in the United Kingdom. When you walk on your street, how many people have you seen their fence as tall as you are? It will even cover yourself. How many people you don't see? It's because they don't envy themselves. They know that if Paul get, may Peter get. Abi? But if our own, you will see somebody will face the house, he will even cover himself. Why do you think so? You know what make Paul see what he get. So we must first of all place ourselves on a level ground. When everybody is equal, then we start aiming. But now you cannot say because we don't have somebody to lead us to the promised land. There's no need for us to be fighting for the struggle. It's impossible. Nelson Mandela was not only the person fighting for the struggle. Do you actually know there was people like Walter Sisulu, Oliver Tambo, Julius Malema, and Cyril Ramaphosa, who is right now? Even Thabo Mbeki was even part of it. And this person that just died now, Desmond Tutu, they were all doing, because do you know why people follow their footsteps? Because they were actually practicing what they preach.
Yeah.
Do you understand now? So when you practice what you preach, everybody will start emulating him. These people, they not bored you, they don't look for money, they don't do this thing, they don't do that one. They stood their ground up to today. You hear when they said Desmond Tutu he didn't, after Mandela left, he didn't want to vote the ANC. Do you know why? Because they started changing from the reason why that ANC, the African National Congress, was created. So instead of they go against what we don't put on ground. I will not vote for you. And he did it. You saw it just now. This will not be saying now with the talk, and you saw it. So these are the examples. Do you understand it, sir?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. As you have said, we should keep on preaching and emulating what we are preaching.
Yes, we must live by what we talk, sir.
Exactly. Don't let people tell you A is B. You believe when you know that you've read it, you do your research, that A is A, you are going to stand by where A is A. Nobody can tell you, say, my brother, I'll pay your return ticket back and forth to Nigeria. Don't worry. You will tell the person, Umbakwe of Imo State. Another person will emulate you. The other one will go. So looking for a leader at that time, it will be easy because everybody is having the same mindset.
Yeah, that is true. Thank you.
Yes. Do we still have leftists in the house?
I'm listening to everybody.
Yes,
I'm listening to everybody.
So then I call and I anchor also. This caller is serious. He take over.
Very, very, very interesting.
Well, we they listen to that. They moderate us.
I will buy Mr. Israel. I will buy Mr. Israel Christian Lagabie.
Okay,
Christian Lagabie. Yeah, Chidwa.
He wear bulletproof.
The caller too. I go buy a Christian Lagabie too.
Yeah, because you want to learn. The caller knew how important it is to sit.
I'm happy we had you and you asked certain questions because you just want to know. You are still thinking, how is it going to be possible? My brother, is very, very possible.
Very
possible. What the caller did. You see what the caller did? He said, look what Mandela said. He said, even sometimes I'm even happy to be around great people like you. Intelligent, wise, even the little I know. Sitting down with you guys and talking has always gives me joy. And this is what this caller has demonstrated, that even the little he knows, he wants to know more. And that is why he was putting questions like that.
Yes, on question. And caller, I want to put one thing forward that is very clear. You see, leftist Amosa, he put his life online. For you, he put his life online. For him, he be happy.
Yeah.
He be happy. At the time, we said go police station, we go say me police put us for jail, one go experience prison. Leftist Amosa no. Because police go to do some kind of, we will say no, not be so. They go ready to beat us. We go say yes. Sometimes, me personally, sometimes fight police, which is not correct. After them, I say me they carry me go jail. They refuse because they don't say that fight when me fight, they get evidence against them. The letter, because me not agree, they say write this statement, and they write, they say write, say that's why you go say now you go tell me which I go write. This one you say make a write, not be so agree now. They say okay, if you know what, that's all. If you don't let me write, it say happen. You say make a, you put it that you are not to tell me what to write. You say if you know what I take it, I'll leave my pen. As they go report, say put that guy for sale. I'll be get happy as he don't want to find G. Then they look me.
That is what they use for Mandela.
For them to calm situation, I tell you, they put me enter their cell. This one will mention I'll give that police station. As they put me there, me they happy. I say, thank God. I beg. When I bring Black Maria, I want to go jail. Because me, I detest law. I detest law. Before you know it, sir, they don't call me come out. The DPO, I'm not going to mention name. Don't carry me go one corner and say, make an offense. I beg. You understand? This is so DPO pour for head. Hey, DPO, you're like this man, God, the man fight us, beat us. Oh, they don't see police finish.
Lefties, this is the same tactics they did to Mandela. Now listen to.
I want to tell you today that in the evening of it, DPO called me again. Look, we see. Actually, I was going to see the DPO on the matter. So when you just like leftist Amosa, you don't get place where you don't go waka pass for Edo State. One, you not be courtist. Two, you know it's your money. Even if you hate them, you go discuss say they fight free for you. If you call them to help you, go come. You not go say no, you not go help you. If when needed. It's open and simple. With the waka anytime, anywhere, any direction. We don't carry contract, say government can't give us. When they say can't take money, we go say no, we don't want. We are not hungry. Even if we're hungry, we are okay. But pure water we share. We are fine, we are happy. We are just doing that thing, that passion, that thing that yes, when you think say not possible, impossible. If na color man they do this kind of thing, some ordinary color man, they for not kill them.
Lefties, make I tell caller. You know what thing? This was the same strategy they give to Nelson Mandela when he was in court. They thought that if they tell and say you are going to, this is a treasonable offense, you are going to die by fire. It just they look them. Go and watch that video when he was coming. He kept quiet. They only ask him waiting. He said, "My Lord, I dey advocate for a better society for you. All of us will sit down here and I go benefit them. Not be saying that for my own separate interest. You want go put me for life imprisonment. But if this thing when I dey fight for, I no get them. Now waiting I go die for. So even if you go put me for life in jail or anything where you want to, this is what I am still on the even when he did court of law, he still tell them say, now this one I go die for. So no need for you to carry on. They saw that there was nothing they can do. Then go put them for life in jail. Even when he did jail, they did say that if they hit wood, boom, that one go kill Libora. It never stopped there. That gave him motivation. This is what we are telling you now. Stand for what you believe. Don't trade it with any selfish interest.
No freedom come easy. No freedom. Be sincere. Be sincere. Make sure you are truthful. Make sure so you don't put time for person pocket collect because they go use that one hold you. Even the person who collecting money, the moment you show your face like this, when will they show face? No, that will come and begin to talk. Your hands must be clean. Your hands must be clean. Before you be say you want to repair something, make sure say your hand clean. You must make sure say your hand clean. Nobody think of say you must build a 5-star hotel at the expense of your neighbor when you don't get food to eat. Yes, comrade, you said you want to say something.
Yes. One, when a man is sick, what he need to do is to go to the laboratory. They take his blood sample. A test will be run on him to determine the kind of ailment that is affecting him. Having know what is wrong with him at that point, you have gotten 50% of the remedy. Then you start applying the right remedy, the man will get well. Well, we know actually what is wrong with us. Israel has said it. You have said it. We have been seeing it. He just wants one, we must purge ourselves of negativity first. We must stand before the mirror and look at ourselves. We must not be the type that complain any longer because we know our problem and we know how to remedy it. Let's apply this remedy so that we can move on. Those politicians you are looking that they are so powerful, they are like vulture. Vulture, that ugly bird, he looks fearful from a distance. I'm talking from my own experience. Once you move close to the bird will give you chance. How do politicians give you chance? When you are upright, try to be upright. When you do not share their food with them, when you are bold with the truth, when you are unable, when they could unable to compromise you, and you did not also cave in into creating a situation where you be compromised, they will respect you, they will fear you. And in all we have been saying, it's just knowledge. You know, I know. You teach your children. I teach my children. Those around me, and they are now aware. Once they are aware, those you are looking at, even if it is devil, is on that seat, it will work. But when you are dealing with people whose mind are conquer, Nigerians' mind are conquer already. So you can't deal with them anyhow. You can use propaganda against them. You spend money around, give them poverty, and they accepted. They will just accept it. But when we wake up, like you people have been saying since, those of you in diaspora, those of us here, must co-work, fund synergy together to educate our people. Carrying for like bring 20 euro. No, you cannot eat your cake and have it. You cannot continue to sleep and say you deserve freedom. The Palestinian adage said, when a man needs freedom, be prepared for war. Be prepared to split blood. You cannot fold your hands and be talking and give freedom. Freedom is by struggle. Even the Bible said the kingdom of God suffered by right from the time of John the Baptist. The kingdom of God suffered by force, suffered by violence, and those who are violent take it by force.